Oh, he's bleeding good. Let's go.
I'm currently headed to the Kaibab National Forest in Arizona for a mule deer hunt. This will be my first ever solo hunt with the exception of my dad joining me for a couple days in the middle. The Kaibab is known for being home to some large mule deer and also some of Arizona's most exotic animals like bison. Through the means of glassing, hiking around, and even the somewhat boring way of driving around, I will attempt to locate and harvest a big mule deer. With 2 days left before opening day, I decided to go out and scout to see if I could lay my eyes on some large bucks, and as you can see, it didn't take long for me to find some way off in the distance. After watching these for a while, I decided to go check another spot, where I come across a large herd of does. Now with only 1 day to go before opening day, I locate some real nice bucks that are even closer to where I'm gonna be. After watching these deer for a while, I come across another animal, of which I couldn't see, but I sure could hear it.
There's a coyote howling like right below me. Like just right inside the ravine. There's a coyote howling. It was really loud. It kind of made me jump a little bit. There it is. That's really close. Alright, it's opening morning. Just got set up in my spot, so got a couple minutes before it's really good glassing light to where I can actually see through my binoculars well, but excited to get this started and let's hopefully get a buck.
And it doesn't take long for me to locate does. And pretty much right after that, some nice bucks pop out following behind them, leading to a large adrenaline rush and a scramble to try to find a comfortable shooting position. After finally getting in a steady shooting position, ready for that buck to just pop out into that opening and give me a nice broadside shot, the does come back and push them the other way, ruining my setup. This pushes them back into the opening of which I originally spotted them in the first place. However, in that opening, I cannot shoot steadily from where I was currently positioned, leading me into a scramble to try to find a new spot where I could comfortably shoot from. However, they were actually quickly moving away and into the thick brush where I would lose them, and after being unable to find a super steady shot, I decided to take a shot and hopefully get one. Although I give no audible reaction, my mind is currently racing with the thoughts of frustration and wondering whether I even hit this deer because I felt I jerked the shot and I wasn't able to keep my eye on the deer through the scope, leading me to have no idea whether I actually even hit this deer, leading me with only one option, which was to go down and check if there was any blood or whether I could locate the deer again. So I begin the hike down through the forest and begin looking for blood. After wandering around the hillside for another hour and a half, I come up empty on finding any blood or relocating the deer, leading me to the conclusion that I missed the shot. And that once again leaves me with only one option, to go back and continue hunting. After arriving at a new area, I hike into a plateau where I'll hopefully be able to sit and wait for some deer to pass by. So I get there and I begin sitting and waiting. After sitting here for a few hours and coming up empty, I decided to hike out and actually come across this one doe. Although all afternoon all I could think about was how I missed the opportunity this morning, and I decided to actually go back to that original spot and begin glassing and hopefully find more deer. And it actually ends up providing me with an opportunity.
Oh, it's a buck.
So I go into scramble mode once again to try to find a shooting position, as I know I don't have a lot of time left as the sun is quickly setting. So here I am scrambling to try to find a steady position and get my gun ready for a shot. However, once again, I encounter another issue. This time, the sun is setting right behind the hill I'm trying to shoot towards, leading to a glare in my scope. This leads me to go back and forth between my gun and my binoculars to try to make landmarks so I could successfully locate these deer. After going back and forth between my binoculars and my gun multiple times, I was still unable to find the deer in my scope.
I just can't get a good. Right now, I can't see the buck even through the binoculars. I can still see the does. But just the sun's setting across the hillside, and that put a glare in my scope that made it even harder. So I think it's probably just come back here tomorrow and try to relocate them. Alright, it's day 2 and I'm back at that spot where I've been seeing the bucks. I've been looking for a little bit already, but haven't seen anything, but it's still early, so hopefully something will come out soon and we can try to shoot it.
And once again, it doesn't take long for me to locate some deer.
Alright, I've been glassing and I found a herd of like 10 does way off in the distance.
And after watching these deer for a while, some bucks pop out.
Alright, so there are actually 3 more deer with those does that are all really nice bucks. The problem is that those other hunters are like straight across the way from them. So I don't think I want to push those deer. Like they're like straight in front of each other. I think they see them, but I'm not totally sure what they can see from their spot. So it's hard to know. But I don't really want to go chase them when those other hunters could be shooting right at them, because you got the deer right there, and then you go across the hillside, and you got hunters right up there.
After watching those deer for a good half hour and contemplating whether I should go after those deer or not, I decided it's best if I don't and I let them be for now, as I don't want to get in an unnecessary conflict with the other hunters over whose deer those were. So I decided to keep looking, and later on in the afternoon I come across this doe and a fawn, and then later in the evening this spike. And that puts a wrap on day 2. Day 3 once again starts out hot with deer, but it leaves me with a pass or take decision, which actually takes an unexpected turn.
It's right there. Oh, if it was like a little bit bigger, I'd have no problem. It's a decent buck, but I'm just not sure he's Oh, and he just got shot at. Find those hunters, because I don't know if they can see where he went down.
So I decided to pack up my stuff and go locate these other hunters to help them find their buck.
Alright, so I was able to help those hunters locate the buck. They didn't know where it was, so I was actually able to help them figure that out, which is good. So I found a new spot that looks like it could be good for glassing, so we'll try that. I think I was probably going to end up passing on that buck.
So I decided to go drive around some other spots, which actually leads me to another opportunity at a buck of similar size.
Alright, I was driving around and I just found a buck that's better than the one this morning. I'm going to try to take this opportunity, but it's with a bunch of does. Just right there. That's a good buck. So I'm going to work on getting out and trying to get a shot. Oh no. Oh, they ran.
After blowing another opportunity, more frustration sets in, but all I can do is continue hunting. It's day 4 and my dad has now joined me, and so we begin hunting just like any other day. However, now things have settled down. So we decide to go check out a new area in hopes of finding more deer there. However, we don't come across any deer, but we come across an even more rare animal. After the bison walks off, we decide to sit down in the field in hopes that a deer will come out. However, we come up empty-handed.
Alright, it's day 5. I'm glassing that same spot this morning that I've been glassing and seeing all the bucks. My dad went to the right a little bit, kind of the direction of the other hunters. I'm not sure where exactly he's at because I still see the other hunters somewhere in there. So I'm not sure where he ended up getting, but we're gonna glass this area until about 8, and then we're gonna go hike around that plateau. So we'll see if we can find buck.
After glassing for a few hours and coming up with nothing, it is clear that the amount of hunting pressure this area has received is beginning to take its toll. So we decide to leave and go hike around.
I just jumped a huge fork. It ran off.
After jumping that nice fork, we decide to settle down in hopes that another deer will come through.
It's just about 4 o'clock. We haven't seen anything yet. My dad saw a turkey, but still haven't seen any deer. So hopefully they come out in this wash in the next half hour. I can shoot it. Otherwise, we'll just keep trying the next few days. So.
But nothing ever ends up coming through for the rest of the evening. Day 6 starts off just like every other, where we begin glassing the hillsides. Although after a couple hours of not coming up with anything, and my dad needing to head back home, we decide to pack it up and we'll send him off and I'll go back on my own. So I say goodbye, he goes off, and I am back on my own once again.
Alright, I decided I'm gonna walk into that plateau again, where I jumped the buck a couple times, and saw does a few nights ago, but I've only gone back there twice, or no, 3 times actually, and I'm yet to not see a deer, so that's not a lot of opportunity, but that's something. So I'm gonna go back there, sit there for a while, and hike out to where I get back to the truck right about dark, so that I can shoot something if I jump it on the way out. Alright, I just got settled at the plateau, so it's about 3:15, I think. Oh yeah, it's 3:20. So we'll sit here till about 5:30, then we'll walk out in the daylight. Alright, well I moved because I wasn't getting anything and I kind of wanted to do something, so I moved to where I could glass the canyon that I walked in earlier, but I'm not seeing anything, so I'm gonna go ahead and slowly creep my way out, see if I can jump something on the way out, and then that should give me time to maybe drive around, see something if I drive when driving on my way out too. So I think that's what our best shot is right now, is to kind of hike out and cover the most ground possible and see if we can find one somewhere. So.
And after getting back to the truck and driving around, it doesn't take long for me to find a lone doe. After continuing the drive around, I come across even more does.
4 more does. Where are the bucks? Gotta keep looking up.
After seeing those does, I decide to loop back around and see if I can locate any bucks. And sure enough, there are.
I actually do have a couple bucks, but I can't take that shot. For 2 reasons. It's too thick, and it's on the horizon. If I shoot up that bullet, if it misses, if it goes through, who knows how far it's gonna go, so I gotta figure out a plan of attack.
So I decided to continue driving so that I could find a good pathway to where I could get up on the plateau and make an approach. However, as I exit my car, I'm met once again by the problem of does. Even knowing that those does could potentially push those bucks away, I decided to still attempt to push through and hopefully get a shot.
I'm not gonna get them in time this way. I think if I go back super quick, maybe they're on the fields. That's my only chance.
So I quickly get back to my truck, load up my gun, and get ready to head to the fields in hopes that those deer are back in them so I can get a good shot right before sundown. And luckily I was able to relocate them.
He bucked.
After knowing I hit the buck, I quickly grabbed my headlamp and began the search.
It's so much nicer if you can just drop them. But tracking is part of it. Oh, blood. Okay, see that? Right there. Wonder. This has got to be where I shot him. Okay, luckily we actually have a decent blood trail. He's got to be down in here somewhere. He's actually bleeding pretty good. Just have to take it slow. No way he's that far. He's got to be just in here. Oh yes. Look at this. Look at that. He's right up here. Come in here. Oh, he's bleeding good. Let's go. Where is he? Here in this trail, look at this. Look at this. There he is. There this thing is. A nice fork. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, blue. Oh, that's the exit hole. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is awesome. My first big game kill completely on my own. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Oh, I can't believe it. Even on a buck that is not as big as what I was hoping for, no matter how big it is, I'm always so excited. Oh my goodness. Let's go. We got a buck. Oh yes, that is so nice. All right, let's get to work. This is the part where y'all get to watch and laugh at me possibly struggle to get this in. So first attempt. Actually wasn't too bad.
I think part of me actually wanted to struggle getting this in to make me feel a little better about shooting a smaller buck.
That's what my truck bed looks like. A deer and a cooler. Doesn't get much better than that. Alright, I'm taking back to camp.
And on my drive back, I experienced the classic, you shoot a small buck, you see a big one. I'm just thankful this one was at night.
Look at that. Driving back, and you get that. That is something. Oh man. Alright, I'm back at camp. I finished skinning my deer. I actually hit it a little bit farther back than I thought. So like here's the edge of the shoulder, and here's the bullet hole, except it was actually quartered away. So it went all the way through, and it came out right behind the shoulder, right there. You can see the shoulder, so it just flew through the lungs and the chest there. So good shot. So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this video. So yeah.